game like this, especially a game like Rebels 2, you gotta stick to it. I mean, there's such temptation to be like, oh, what if I tried this character, try this character? But no, when it comes to performing, you all, like I said earlier, you bring your best, and the best has always been the Wrastor for Ravenking. So we're gonna see, I believe, we're getting into it now. The updated rock, paper, scissors screen on top of the stage banning. Just such clean UI for this game.
Oh, yeah, It's like so interesting. I love like following. I've been following since February 2024, and like seeing the progression from the beta menus and whatnot. It's been so interesting to follow the game. It's been so easy to have show support for it. But speaking of that, we got our first set of top 8 here starting out early on. Now, Maximus, you tell me. You know, you are pretty adamantly aware and present on players like these. How do you think this one's going to go?
I mean, coming off of a win like the Amateur Series is nothing to sneeze at. Like I said, it's basically a weekly Arcadian for some of the best and brightest upcomers. So this is going to be a tough matchup for Ravenking. It may not be as free as he may thought coming in this bracket, because you're maybe looking in a mirror with this one. 2 Wrastors playing at high level, and so far it's been w0wells, sorry.
There you go. I mean, early on, Ravenking looking to dominate this ground game, representing a lot of these disjoints, trying to force w0wells into an overzealous, aggressive game. Catching that landing with another up air. Levers into a forward air coming out as well. Brenna catches landing from out of the corner, catching on that platform, the back throw. Forward air into the forward clap. Isn't going to do it just yet, but Ravenking doing a fantastic job of forcing out these aggressive high recoveries and punishing accordingly with that clap.
Yes, you cannot be caught tornadoing, because Ravenking will get the very tips of those feathers on you and send you to the blast zone. Amazing work there. Great spacing from Ravenking to take an early lead here. Still at 90%. And right now, with Slipstream involved, you got to be able to make it back here. Down air, no tech. Straw, turn around, gets on platform, and turns it around on w0wells.
Absolutely amazing stuff here. And oh, good night, sweet prince. My goodness. One of the most interesting things about watching the Wrastor Ditto in this game is that you would think it would come down to who's dominating the aerial game, but it really comes down to who is more poised on the ground.
Exactly.
You see both of them setting up those low slipstreams. You got Ravenking, again, covering that ledge, covering the center stage, forcing w0wells to, again, try to mix up from the air, and constantly getting snuffed out because Ravenking's defensive game, he's got his feet planted purely, and once the combo game starts going, that's when he starts to activate. But that aggressive tornado, where are we going?
I mean, you can run, but you cannot hide, because the Twister comes for us all there. My goodness, w0wells, you chased Ravenking to the ends of the earth to land that tornado and reset here. But now, hey, Ravenking's got to remind you whose stage it is, as you're being kept in disadvantage with a slightly elevated slipstream we're seeing now.
These jump ins, right at the down tilt, coming another forward air into the forward clap. If it ain't broken, do not fix it. Ravenking taking that dominant 2-stock in game number 1.
I mean, that's textbook right there. That's textbook Wrastor play. Everybody, you know, you've seen it time and time again with this game. Like, oh, there's never-ending combos and stuff. But at the end, it doesn't matter what you do until you take that stock. You got to be able to do it. So with a character with as simple confirms or as easy to see confirms as Wrastor, you got to make sure you land them time and time again. That's what Ravenking's doing.
Now, Maxie was telling me, right?
Yeah.
If I'm w0wells coming out of that last game and recognizing that Ravenking again was finding most of those combos from the ground as opposed to me trying to find them from the air. I mean, you look at Wrastor and you assume most of your combos are coming from the air, most of your damage is coming from the air. How do you recuperate with that? How do you play around that?
I guess the toughest thing is, well, you got to think of, yes, Wrastor, obviously a bird, wants to be very aerial based, but that's really where all your finishers lie. Every combo in this is going to look to start on that ground, so that's why the grounded neutral is so important in this matchup. Who gets that first dash attack? That first, you know, grounded strong with like the spin cycle? Who's going to pop their opponent up in the air like this in order to get those up air strings going? So that's why, yeah, it all comes down to that grounded neutral where, yes, you get them in the air and then you can finish.
As we mentioned as well, speaking of trying to finish their food, Ravenking immediately come back on there with a reversal with the slipstream again. w0wells not going to take that lying down. As I stated, the double down tilt into the forward aerial strong. Once again, Ravenking has been his bread and butter so far, and w0wells needs to find some sort of answer for it.
Yeah, w0wells is not really finding those neutral starters that Ravenking is. Like those down tilts and especially landing those forward aerial strongs. Ravenking's just been way more consistent with them than w0wells. And as the set's going to go on, w0wells needs to find more of those answers and more ways to, you know, get in on Ravenking and open him up here and land stuff just like that.
The turd, the normal get up there with the fadeaway back air. Again, another back air comes out on the part of w0wells, now waiting for an aggressive recovery from Ravenking. Drops another up air through that platform, waiting him out, waiting for the reversal. That time he doesn't go for the aggressive, just goes for the empty hop back on. Looking to find the opportunity, playing it patiently, but Ravenking undeterred. Again, not throwing out any of those overzealous moves. He's going to wait for w0wells to get a little fettered right there. Going to find that back air off of that platform as well, waiting for that recovery, just throwing out those down airs, tries to beat out an approach option, but finally going to get over aggressive on that shield. w0wells close the stock here soon. Comes the special, get up again, and finally finds the fork clap, which will do it. I was on the board here in this game too.
I'm surprised that was not a purple spark on that one, but hey, sometimes the game is wacky that way. I'll be honest, this is getting a bit tougher for w0wells. Geez, that is a game. I don't know how I keep forgetting it. Finally, we're starting to see some life here and some neutral wins to extend this advantage state. But the tough part is you can't do the up B finisher. You can't do that, especially against a Wrastor of Ravenking's prowess, because you whiff that and you might as well donezo. Like, here we go, Ravenking lands, but you gotta wait for it for free somehow.
There we go. Nice.
That's the kind of stuff I was talking about. If w0wells can be landing those confirms more consistently, is a completely different set.
Oh, unfortunate going after that fork clap there. I think the biggest adaptation w0wells been showing so far is counteracting the aggressive grounding from Ravenking by playing a lot more of that shield place, defensive play, find a lot of those grabs out of shield to the back throw, to the down throw right there, and finding so much off of those grab combos as opposed to Ravenking just going over those tilts. And again, recognizing those reversals, gonna punish there with a drop down air, get back to ledge. Ravenking with the reversal though, it goes for it. Oh, with that down strong. And yeah, it's a little bit too far with that gamble as w0wells takes that, as wise man old man once told me, we most certainly take those.
Exactly, Ravenking bet the farm, but unfortunately the bank came to collect. And he's going to be down, well, it's going to be evened up at one game apiece. But if you're Ravenking, you're like, well, I did that once, but we don't need to ever do that again. Don't need to be caught getting that aggressive with down strongs off stage. I mean, I get it. You got the first time, but after they tech the first one, it's okay to sort of reset and wait for them to sort of scramble back onto stage and then really punish them there, because being put in an aggressive tech situation like that always will get the nerves firing.
Now, I really like the stage counter pick from Ravenking, specifically because the way his playstyle has been going so far, again, setting up that slipstream and then representing those hitboxes a lot with those early grabs or throwing out those tilts in general. So it seems like this, a lot smaller of a stage here to run away and play the defensive game on the part of w0wells, so Ravenking can consistently keep the pressure up. And when he comes to that platform gameplay, he goes off, and again, he looks to bet it all, or at the very least, find as much damage as he possibly can. Yeah,
you see a little bit more reserved on that edge guard that time, instead of looking for down air, just down neutral instead of heading all the way down with Blaststone, trying to give him the boots. So now we're back on stage, going for slipstream. Gets down tilt. w0wells looking for that clap off stage. We didn't have to recover with the call. Oh, nice grab. You're not seeing any special grabs here because, or special pummels. Both players sort of scoping out when they want them and are able to do the classic rock, paper, scissors to just completely nullify it and break the grab.
Pick up that down tilt there and going to catch. Ravenking has been getting a little too comfortable, opting for that jump from ledge time and time again. We're seeing w0wells have got it almost completely figured out. So at this point, the ball's in Ravenking's court. Like, listen, man, you've been playing a little too aggressive. Yeah, your advantage state's really good, but at this point, we need to mix it up, especially considering w0wells has got your number on these platforms.
Yeah, it seems like Ravenking maybe got caught playing with food playing with his food a little bit too much, and now w0wells smells blood in the water, able to turn things around, take a bit of a lead here, in percent, a solid lead as it is with some very good extra credit. Looking to go up 2 stocks to 3 stocks to 1 here. My goodness. The birds are going nuts, though. Uh-oh.
Oh! Went for the down strong there, recognized that Ravenking throwing out the tornado would have saved him, so regardless, that was a safe option to throw out. Again, the wherewithal from w0wells right now is absolutely seaming through the screen.
And this is a tough place for Ravenking, where you can fall into the pit of Rastitis and Marthritis for the melee players, but there's a nice turnaround clap in order to bring w0wells to 2 stocks, but you still got a lot of ground to make up, but a couple of down strongs and some up airs able to really turn the tides here in the momentum field.
Ravenking finally getting the ball back in this court. That's the double up air, shots from the down air again into the slipstream, goes high with it. But w0wells again with the immediate answer back, saying, you know what, you want to sweep it up there? By all means, we can get a little crazy up here. I'm going to use that boot move in the air to keep the aggression back up with my own downer. Goes a reversal from the ledge again. Going to catch the high recovery from Ravenking. Trying to find some way to get some decent footing here. Gonna hit that punish with that shield. We push accordingly, and we will, missing the tech. Ravenking on the cusp of this reverse 3-stock.
Ravenking, after he lost that second stock, leaned in and started tapping his tempo. I think he activated that third gear. But now, w0wells, though, wants to stop this car right where it stands. Stop it on a dime. Here we go, though. Ravenking starting up the engine once again. Back on stage. How are you going to get off the ledge here?
Now waiting for the high recovery again. Great tech from Ravenking that time to avoid that down tilt. Bringing that up air. The platform again, forward air. Not going to connect with that clap. Right the eye out from the part of Ravenking. Go finally turning up here. Triple up air coming out. Not going to find the upwards clap, but it's 76%. You've got to be careful, w0wells. It's so close to the precipice. The forward clap comes through. Still not going to close it out. 20% separating these two players. Make back to the ledge. Ravenking sitting here as poised as ever once more. Waiting around that ledge. With that double get up down tilt into another tech. Let's see him make it back with the slipstream. Not gonna make it just in time, but the tomato barely saving him at 140%.
What
recovery? Something, anything to close this game out soon.
What recoveries, Momo. It's incredible from Ravenking. His survivability down the stretch is impeccable here, as now no player wants to flinch, and there's it is, turnaround clap, and Ravenking's gonna go up 2-1 over w0wells in a real test of grit.
Very fantastic stuff there on the part of Ravenking again. And that's the unfortunate pitfall of getting into a good tempo as a defensive player, you know? Because the biggest thing is like, oh, I'm feeling the energy, the freestyle off of recognizing exactly where my opponent is being, right? And exactly what w0wells is doing, you know? It's like, okay, w0wells, Ravenking is landing here, so I find this punish. He's going high up here, so I'm going for this combo game. And it was looking really good, but then Ravenking mixed it up, and w0wells was so in the zone, so he had to shift himself out of that to adjust to where Ravenking was playing, and he just couldn't really get himself out of that momentum.
Yeah, it's sort of the biggest story with the mental state in this game. It's like, if you let your brain disengage for a split second, if you don't have that top tier autopilot that so many players need, whether with the melee hands and all this stuff, you can just quickly find yourself going from a 3-1 stock lead to one piece to scroll and then losing a game. And so far, like, you got to stay locked in at all times when it comes to rivals.
Oh my
Momo.
goodness!
And
we at least hit those techs. Stay locked in one thing. We gotta hit them techs. Oh, and the scroll to take it once again.
Yeah.
Yes. Ravenking is looking, again, looking completely extravagant right now. w0wells, we need to see some kind of spice of life right now. Get himself back in this game because he's looking to get completely run over, especially considering we've shifted from that grounded reception to chasing w0wells wherever he is going.
Yes, and here you see, just dash dancing in that slipstream. Wants to see what Ravenking's going to do from ledge. Okay, turns around, one clap, no blue spark, no fear in that case. Can still recover. How you going to make it back? Ooh, this is not a good place to be.
Oh, the tech, double tech. He learned his lesson. He heard me. That's mid-set coaching right there.
A little double dip ski off stage, able to survive it, but now Ravenking still keeping it going, unable to let w0wells breathe or land on stage. Really betting it on a big clap there. Wonder why he even charged it up that long.
w0wells looking to catch Ravenking, getting back to ledge here, waiting out these grounded neutral plays. Back are coming out, sending us off stage again. Getting over the invincibility to get that back air off the ledge once more. The high recovery, not going to find the punish just here, but going to find it right afterwards. It's the down tilt into the upwards clap, and completely swifting gears here. We've gone from getting our first 3-stock last game to now being up 3 stocks to 1 in game number 4.
I'm telling you, he locked it, he tapped the tempo, and he activated that third gear, and we've just seen redline this engine since then. To w0wells' dismay, w0wells hanging on for dear life here, trying to do everything they can against Ravenking. At 161, you are struggling. Finally, you're going to get rid of this first stock off the king of Ravens.
We talked about the dichotomy of play styles, the aggressiveness versus defensive play. w0wells, it can definitely still be able to hone in and keep, your head on your shoulders. You can definitely bring this game back. And you see that right now, a very nice 57% on that combo right there, looking to extend it even more. Looking to find that immediate reversal. They're not going to find that up clap. It's still representing that coverage in the air. Finds the last lingering one. Still isn't going to close it out. w0wells has nowhere to go in the air whatsoever.
Does special get to try and catch an aggressive ledge option from w0wells, but no dice. Instead, w0wells still surviving here, still showing signs of life. He hasn't. The fat lady has not sang yet. There's still signs of life in w0wells set here. It's off stage, slip scream. What are you going to do from ledge here? You've got to find this down tilt. You've got to find down tilt into. Ooh, but now is Ravenking too high a percent? Back throw off stage.
Now we have w0wells trying to get back in here, force some sort of last talk interaction, utilizing those invincible hits, get back to ledge, the down tilt into up strong, finally going to close it out there. Ravenking bringing it all the way back into his clutches in game number 3 and takes it at the end, taking it 3-1 over w0wells by the skin of his teeth.
I mean, for a split second there, Momo, I was looking at w0wells like, oh, is w0wells going to do this? Is w0wells going to take a run here on Ravenking? And then after that second stock in game 2, after that second stock in game 3, it was just Ravenking was, the whole world slowed down for him, and he locked in, and he realized, wait a second, I'm simply better. I'm simply him. And then he did it. We saw it all of game 4. Ravenking just would not let w0wells breathe, wouldn't let w0wells land.
See, that's one of the pitfalls, again, of like being in the zone.